You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.
Recording in progress.
What up, though? You listen to the SS Experience streamed on the SMG Podcast Network app. Download the SMG Podcast Network app on all your Apple devices. Android, I'm getting to you. You listen to the SS Experience wherever you get podcasts like Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, and the usual suspects, Spotify and the iHeartRadio app. Rate, review, subscribe, re-rate, re-review, resubscribe, download, unsubscribe. Keep that process going over and over again so the algorithm can think that we popping out here in these streets. Had to do something for the YouTube real quick because the YouTube numbers are getting down because I haven't been doing videos. I've been doing audio, but I haven't been doing videos. Before we recorded, though, the Jacksonville Jaguars tried to give me a motherfucking heart attack. You know what I mean? But we was able to make that thing happen a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I could adjust some screens real quick. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can. It's a commercial now. Off it. Oh well. Back to the business. It's all good though. All right. So what I want to do today is there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I want to flip a coin, but who carries change anymore? So there's a couple of topics that I want to get into. I want to first start off with something I guess is a little bit, close to home here. As y'all know what I'm saying, I do broadcast the SS Experience, the radio show, and the podcast from the Atlanta studios out here at the iHeartRadio studios out here. So, yeah, man, glad to be here. It's great. So let's talk about it. So Thug just came home, Young Thug. He's been in jail for about 2.5 years. And, fighting a RICO case. Now, we still trying to figure out what the fuck the RICO was, but let's rewind it a little bit. Let's set the table before, we eat the food real quick. Let's set the table real quick. So, Thug came home. So his sentence is he has 15 years. All right, first off, he was sentenced to like 40 years in prison, in which he has to serve like 20 or 25. They gave him time served on that, and he has to have 15 years of probation. Now, if he fucks up during that 15 years, he'll have a 20-piece over his head that he has to do. Couple of stipulations that Young Thug has to do. He has to do a annual, for like the next 3 years, he has to do an annual gun violence concert. Okay, light work. He can't associate with known felons in his case, but he cut a deal to where he can at least still talk to his brother, his blood brother, and Gunna, so they can do music together. They was like, all right, that's cool. Family, Gunna, you do business work with them. We're gonna cross that bridge later. Just slow up. Let's set the table. And one of the major rules is he's not allowed in the Met. So I saw two things. I heard that he wasn't allowed in the city of Atlanta, and he wasn't allowed in Metro Atlanta. So at the end of the day, it's Metro Atlanta. He's not allowed in Metro Atlanta. Shout out my bro Skip. You know what I'm saying? He's from the A. He's from the South Side. I had called him a couple, like when the verdict hit, and I asked him, I'm like, bro, so where can Thug be if it's the Metro Atlanta? Because everybody, like, that's the one thing that I do hate about Atlanta. Everybody's from Atlanta, even if you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the Migos be talking about Northside Atlanta, them niggas is from Gwinnett. You know what I'm saying? Cam Newton. But Cam Newton always gives it, you know what I'm saying? Like, he'll be like, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, you know what I'm saying, by way of College Park. So he lets you know he's from College Park, but it's still Atlanta. Respect that. That's cool. Everywhere else, I give you another funny story real quick. So when I first came down here to Atlanta, this stint, one of my bros was staying. I stay in Atlanta, bro. Come through, pull up. This is right after my mom Dukes passed away, and I just needed to get the fuck away from Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Just had to get away from that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, bro, just come down to come to Atlanta, bro. I got a lot. We got motion. All right, cool. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And come to find out, two things I just realized. It's not as light. It's not as bright as in here as it should be. Because I kind of look a little darkish real quick. Pause. Whatever. I know one of those lights was supposed to make it look a little bit more brighter in here, but fuck it though. So my bro was like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? Come down here." You know what I'm saying? Like, let's put in some work. I'm like, "All right, cool." I get to Atlanta. The nigga stay in Roswell. Now, if you Google them, put the map up if you got to. You know what I'm saying? But for everybody else who knows, Roswell is outside of the perimeter and it's that way. It's not Atlanta. It's a whole nother city. And y'all know where I'm from in the 757. We have individual cities. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in Norfolk and be like you from Chesapeake. You can't be in Virginia Beach and be like you in Norfolk. Like, you are where you are. It doesn't matter. You are where you are. So I'm calling my bro Skip. I'm like, bro, what the fucking thug be? Because I guess he can't be in Alpharetta. He can't be in Roswell. I mean, again, I don't even know if they consider that Metro, but they might consider that Metro Atlanta. It is Metro Atlanta, I guess. He can't be in Decatur. He can't be in fucking College Park. He can't be in East Point. He can't be in Gwinnett, I guess, Duluth. Where the fuck can he be? My bro Skip just said, if it's a part of Georgia that you never heard of, that's where he can be. I'm like, well, damn, that sucks ass. So a lot of stuff to unpack with that real quick. You know what I mean? So I want to start off with this. The DA, the district attorney, the district attorney, they really felt like they had some shit. You know what I'm saying? They really felt like they had some shit popping, right? Because you don't lock a whole bunch of people up. Because I remember that day, a year and a half ago, everybody in Atlanta was getting locked up for some shit. You know what I'm saying? Involved in this YSL RICO case. This YSL a gang type shit. You know what I'm saying? They talking about the bodies. They talking about niggas on the stand talking about, yeah, man, we tried to shoot Rich Homie Quan's pops. A whole bunch of crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? But the prosecutor was being little greedy, little underhanded a little bit. Before they replaced the black dude judge with the white lady judge, they had secret meetings with the black dude judge. And Young Thug's attorney, I think his name like Brian Steele or some shit like that. Well, hold on. What we got going? What the fuck we got going on here? And then they basically like, yo, this judge gotta go. He's holding secret meetings with the snitches, with everybody, and we at least need to be in the room to see what the fuck's going on. They got the dude up out of there. White lady came in. She seemed kind of hard ass at first, but then the case just started unraveling to the point where you're seeing stories of they're about to ask for a mistrial. This is how you know they fucked up. Because they started giving everybody, like, closer to the end, plea deals type shit. You know what I'm saying? Not like the say why, like Gunna. Say YSL's a gang, we'll let you go. YSL's a gang. Go. That's what, again, let's rewind it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's set the table a little bit more. I mean, we got the table set. We just got to get the condiments out there, but we good. We getting there. So, yeah, so people like that's like, yeah, YSL's a gang or yeah, whatever. Immunity. Let them go. Cool, right? All right, whatever. We still working the process a little bit, but the case is just unraveling to the point where trial is set 3 months from now, hypothetically, 3 months from now. Thug's not trying to wait that 3 months. They putting deals out on the table. Like, hey, and obviously they presented the deal that we told you about. You know what I'm saying? 40 years, time served, you get to go home, 15 years probation, yada, yada, yada. Now, the average person will say, if you got them on the ropes, take that shit to trial. You know what I'm saying? Or I guess another type of hearing trial type shit or whatever. And let's run this bitch. Cause they obviously on the ropes, right? Like they cutting deals and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're like, all right, look, well, even though we've made you seem like criminal human being number one, we made you for the past year and a half look like the biggest piece of shit gangster in the whole world. But we're going to let you out on probation and give you 15 years probation and put some time over your head. We ain't going to lock you up anymore. How the fuck does that work? That's how you know they got them on the ropes. But this is the thing that you guys have to understand. Some of y'all haven't been outside like this. I have. I like my braids, by the way. I just wanted y'all to see this real quick. I'm about to put my hat back on because it's kind of chilly in the studio. I just wanted to stunt the braids real quick. You know what I'm saying? I know I need to edge up and, you know, little dusty a little bit, but the braids is fresh though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to put my hat on real quick because these boys done won, baby. Fuck you, Jacksonville. Giving me a fucking heart attack and shit. The fuck y'all doing? And shout out to Falcons too, man. Y'all did my light work for me, man. Y'all took care of Dallas for me, man. I appreciate y'all for that, man. Real rap. But this is something that a lot of you have to understand. When you're fighting a case from the inside, it's the worst because you don't really want to be in there. Now, if you're on the outside fighting a case, oh yeah, run that shit up, state. Run that shit the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Now, he has money, so he could have. Now, I've been in seen a lot of situations where people's fighting the case from the inside with no money, with a public defender type shit. You know what I'm saying? So you be thinking like, well, damn, if Thugger knew that he can win and it was signs that he can win, why not take it to the box and make them be found not guilty or whatever, and shit, no papers, no nothing. The trial was 3 months away. Thug was already in jail for 2.5 years. In a statement, he said, I got kids, I got a family, I got work to do. I'm just trying to go home. You know what I'm saying? So that's why. Because when you're inside fighting a case, it's the worst. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have the money, even if you have the resources, I even heard Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying, slid Thug $1 million for his fees. I guess he was running out the money. You know what I'm saying? Hypothetically type shit. You know what I'm saying? Had to make sure that had to make sure the main thing was the main thing. And shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he just said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like I get to walk out. Cool. 15 years probation, 20 years over their head. I've already been in for 2.5. What the fuck's another 3 months? I got y'all motherfuckers on the ropes. I know I was in this situation before where, and we're going to talk about this, you know, in a couple, we're going to talk about it. But I made the state or the county, the district attorney, whatever. I made them damn near give me a deal that I wanted because I'm like, nah, I'll take you motherfuckers to the box. And just like when the prosecutor know that they don't have a case, they don't really want to go to the box because they don't want to take the L. Yeah, if you get found guilty during a jury trial, they'll max you out, and that's kind of like the penalty for you as the defendant, making them waste their time. But at the same time, I have a right to defend myself. I don't have to take a deal, which I think that's one of the most asshole shits in the world. Like, I want my day in court. I want to present evidence that I'm not guilty or innocent or whatever, but you're going to penalize me if I lose. But if I take, nah, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? But in Thug's case, and in a lot of cases, but in Thug's case, it was just like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, he says, I apologize for the, you know, the crimes, the charges, yada, yada, yada. Nah. See, because now he's admitting some sort of guilt. Now, a lot of the charges that he pled guilty to, some of them was no contest and, you know, little shit like that. Nah. I ain't telling y'all motherfuckers I'm sorry for the crime. Nah. Y'all ain't find me guilty of this shit. Y'all basically dropped the ball and y'all trying to save face and shit to get a win. Nah. I'd have been like, look, y'all, no contest to everything. Now do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't have shit, and y'all clearly don't have shit because you fucking letting people go who are supposed to be down with the cause type shit. You know what I mean? And motherfucking you keep getting caught in procedural, you know, bullshit to the point now where it's like, hey, look, let this man go. Straight up and down. Let this man go. It's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So Thug is home. It's great. Like I said, there's a lot of nuances to this, but Thug's home, and that's pretty much all we can be thankful for. You know, we get some clean music of him, you know, in a studio, not the homemade, you know, the jail-made stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gets to, you know, be in a studio. He obviously probably won't be able to smoke and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, but, you know, he's home. He gets to be around his kids, the family. We're in the month of November right now, which means he gets to have Thanksgiving turkey. He gets to be around the kids. It's all love. It's all good. You know what I mean? There's another story outside of that we got to talk about too. When the disrespect is loud, the apology has to be as loud. Throughout the process, everyone called Gunna a rat. Even on this show, we partaked in that because, come on, guys, don't give the state what the fuck they want. They're not your friends. I'm not about to say why ourselves a gang. We'll let you go. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I'll sit here and wait that bitch out because obviously you see what happened. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gunna would have sat for a while. We may or may not have gotten some of the music that what I'm saying he put out, but at the same time, the streets would have been held him down. Versus when he go out to places like I think at the BET Awards or the VMA Awards somewhere out in LA, niggas ran up on Gunna and was like, "Hey, Gunna 101, man, we don't do that rat shit around here." He on stage performing, niggas throwing toy rats at him and shit. Like that's. But again, in the context of what's going on, yeah, you said YSL was a gang and you got out to clear your own ass. But Thug was cool with it because that's what Thug wanted to do because Thug needed Gunna to, work and make money under the label type shit. Fine, cool. We as regular street people or just regular people or street people, you know what I'm saying? I'm retired, but I still follow protocol. Wouldn't have done that. But now that we're at the end and Thug is not about to go to prison and nothing crazy like that, and he basically said in his plea deal, like, hey, I still want to see my brother because he's blood, and I still want to be able to work with Gunna. And they was like, okay, cool. So you see all of that, and you'd be like, okay, so I guess the plan was the plan, and the plan worked the way that it worked, and everybody's cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's cool, everybody's good, right? Okay, bet that. So I put something on the poll earlier, like a couple of days ago. I might put it back on the poll for the podcast audience real quick. With Young Thug being released from jail, do we owe Gunna an apology for calling him a rat? So far, I know like the last time I looked, it was about like 75% of people said, yeah, we do owe Gunna an apology for calling him a rat. But like I said, man, hindsight is 2020, man. When you're actually in the shit of it all, you know what I'm saying? You was thinking that, hey, man, Gunna, you being a rat, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give the DA what they want. You know what I'm saying? But again, if conversations are had amongst him and Thug and it's like, bro, just get the fuck up out of here, man. Just say YSL's again, get the fuck up out of here, make that bread. And if I need something, shoot that shit to me. You know what I'm saying? We're going to fight that bitch. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to say, the disrespect should be as loud as the apology. So if everyone's, and if you listen to this right now or you heard this and you be like, hey, man, Gunna ain't it. What? All right, well, shit, man. Gunna, all right, man. Let's go back and listen to Gunna, whatever. Nah, bro. Like, if you was on social media calling this nigga a rat, like a lot of people were, if you seen this nigga in public and you trolled him and called him a rat, people did. You need to be on your platforms. You need to be on your soapboxes and be like, yo, man, I guess you did a solid, our bad, you know what I'm saying, for disrespecting you. And that's how that shit got to be. At the end of the day, straight up and down. That's how it has to be like that because when the disrespect is as loud as it was, yeah, you got to do that. You got to do that. All right, so something else we want to talk about on the SS experience. If video production has done itself well, you probably noticed that there is a third, like a little lower third panel that's around here somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Where, we got, logos, we got the show topics, little spot for the sponsor right over, where's my finger? Somewhere over here, give or take. Yep, right there. And, trying to decorate this thing up and make it like real good or whatever. So something else that I wanted to go into real quick is when it comes to domestic violence against women or anything against women, the notion is that first off, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But then it turned out to be believe the woman no matter what she says, because whatever. And for me, it's like, you guys do know in history, women have lied on men saying that men raped them, assaulted them, and all this other shit, and it be cap. Y'all know that, right? Like, can we agree on it? Can we come to a consensus that that is actually a thing? That women have lied on men to get men caught up in some bullshit, and then they later on be like, I was capping. I think the dude, something Burns, not Kenny Burns, but something Burns. He played football. He spent like a couple years in prison. He ended up sacrificing most of his prime pro career. He ended up, doing like 1 or 2 years of shit, but that was like well after the fact. Woman said she was capping. I believe Jonathan Majors. We call him Jonathan Irons around here, but Jonathan Majors. He got caught up in a situation with one of his little, his little snow bunnies, his little white work, saying that he did some things, and then she came out and was like, nah, it was self, they found out it was kind of like self-defense, but he still lost out on a lot of shit. Like, because of that situation, we now got Iron Man playing fucking Dr. Doom in the fucking next Avengers movie. And I'm talking about Robert Downey Jr., because obviously Iron Man died, so now Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Dr. Doom. The reason, because the character that Jonathan Majors was supposed to play, Kang, that you saw in like the third Ant-Man and Wasp, I think it's like Ant-Man and the Wasp, some shit. It's the third Ant-Man movie. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't that great. Kang was the villain in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he allegedly had killed Steve Rogers. But again, that's Marvel movie stuff. We can talk about that on another pod. So because of all of that shit, now Jonathan Majors can't do no shit. The reason I'm bringing all of this up is because I have to say this on the record. I don't know if I'm going to clap. I don't know if I'm going to chop this up and make it like a story, or, saying for YouTube or for whatever. Megan Thee Stallion. Let me look at the camera real quick if I can. Megan Thee Stallion. Bitch, you not shit. Straight up and down. You ain't shit. This is why. So a lot of people don't believe Megan Thee Stallion when it comes to her getting shot. You know what I'm saying? In the foot by Tory Lanez. Like, a lot of people was like, wait, huh? How? The story wasn't storying. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't coming together. So she was on a podcast. Like, I think it was like a documentary or some shit like that. I seen clips, but I'm not interested. But what I saw that been buzzing on social media is she said that I lied to that bitch Gayle King about sleeping with Tory Lanez. I slept with him maybe once or twice on a drunk night. Interesting that you would admit that after the fact. This is why. In a court situation, you're not supposed to do fucking media runs. Megan Thee Stallion was everywhere crying, shot in foot. You know what I'm saying? Black women, we're hurt. The fuck up. And again, I'm not saying that to be insensitive. I'm saying that in this particular instance because she capped about that to Gayle King. So what else did she cap about? Now, a lot of people will probably say, well, is she supposed to mention the people that she slept with? For one, you're not even supposed to be doing an interview about the situation fucking anyway. That's the bigger fucking point. But even if that wasn't the point, you say, okay, so let's say that I slept with him, yada, yada, yada. So then it's kind of like, well, why would this man shoot you in the foot if y'all fucking? You know what I mean? That would be a real question. If y'all fucking, why would he shoot you in the foot? That's a valid question. So because of things like that, it makes me question things. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Tory Lanez just got an approval to get an appeal done on his conviction, and maybe that clip might help. Because I'll give you another example. So when Cassie was going through her shit, well before the Diddy situation became the situation, Cassie, goes to court, files charges against Diddy. The first thing we all said was, bitch, you ain't shit. You just broke. You're not relevant. You need money. Because let's be real. Cassie was not relevant until she started dating Diddy. I can take you in the hot take time machine back to 2006 or 2007. Cassie wasn't shit until she was till she signed with Diddy and then started dating Diddy and all this other shit. Cassie wasn't shit. So all of a sudden, Cassie, court papers filing. Hey man, I want to file these civil papers. I'm suing him for assault, domestic, whatever. I said that day one then. Diddy, that was a mistake for you to cash that bitch out. But he cashed her out anyway. So we all like, oh, you money hungry bitch. The fuck you got going on? Know what I'm saying? That you need money, all this other shit. Then a couple months later, we see the video of Diddy beating her ass. Then it's like, damn, guess we was wrong. My point in saying that is that it's hard to believe the cap when so many women cap about things like this. Now, I'm not saying it's all cap, but we have to have the consensus. Women do lie about these things. You know what I'm saying? They do. For whatever reason, they lie about these things, whether they're trying to embarrass somebody, they're trying to get a check, whatever. They're trying to embarrass somebody. And Megan Thee Stallion admitting that she lied to Gayle King and then called Gayle King a bitch. Maybe not like a bitch, like how I say you dumb bitch, but you know how females, oh, crazy bitch, okay, cool, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Gayle King is still an OG, you know what I'm saying? Still one of those respect your elders, respect your OG type shits, you know what I'm saying? And we have this situation now where she's just out like, it is what it is type shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's just weird. I had to say this because we can't be in these spaces where women can just accuse a guy of some shit and it's cool. It's not at all. Now, again, domestic violence is not cool. I don't know why I have to have a disclaimer for this. Domestic violence is not cool. Beating on women is not cool. Shooting women in the foot is not cool. Even though if we go back to Harlem Nights when Eddie Murphy, you know what I'm saying, shot, you know what I'm saying, damn, her name is it Estelle or something? Y'all know who I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Shot her ass in the foot, and we all laughed at that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because she was going to beat his ass. Shot me in my pinky toe. That's funny. In real life, it's not. You know what I'm saying? You don't shoot old women in the foot, but it's funny nonetheless, right? So I'm saying all of that to say that Megan Thee Stallion, you ain't shit. I'm sorry. You're not shit for that. Because there's a lot of murkiness even within that whole recollection of it. And Tory Lanez never took the stand to defend himself anyway. He just let it chill because his lawyers were like, nah, don't do that because that's not going to be a good look. And turns out it actually probably would have been a better look. You know what I mean? Because things could have been contested. I just don't like it, guys. I'm just going to keep it all the way a buck. I'm just going to keep it all the way real with you. I don't like it because at the end of the day, a quote unquote innocent man, nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? Or not, or in it, he got found guilty. That's fine because that's because of shitty, litigation. And that's why they're going to get this appeal. But at the end of the day, it's just not a cool situation. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's not at all because you have these stigmas, the what you call it, the court of public opinion. That's why it's kind of like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was like a gag order where Tory Lanez couldn't talk about it, but it didn't go the other way around. And that's why I'm saying Megan Thee Stallion is doing a fucking media tour about an active case. Who does that? No one does that. Like, everyone would be like, yo, do not say shit. And she's running around on every podcast, doing every fucking, 60 Minutes, Gayle King, CBS, all this other shit, crying and sobbing. You know what I'm saying? For fucking what? For what? Somebody shot you in your pinky toe? Your big toe? You know what I'm saying? Man the fuck up. And I'm not saying that to be insensitive. I'm just saying it because we have a guy where a lot of people said he didn't shoot her. But because of shitty courtroom litigation, he goes to prison. He goes to prison for that shit. And again, he gets his appeal, not because of that situation of what Megan Thee Stallion said about lying about sleeping with them. Again, it was shitty litigation that he finally got up through. But now, after seeing that documentary for a lot of people and seeing her cap saying that she lied to Gayle King about that, The question can only stand or be asked, what else did you lie about? And that's, again, that is not a wrong, irrelevant, or disrespectful question. It's not. You lied about sleeping with them. What else did you lie about? Because that man right now is sitting somewhere in prison because of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's not great. You know what I mean? So if anybody got any thoughts or opinions by the time you see this podcast or whatever, comment in the YouTube, comment doggone on social media, whatever. We can always have these conversations and all of that other stuff, man, because like I said, man, it's just straight bull crap. Normally I have like a third topic, but I'll just say this just to be responsible, because by the time you guys see this or hear this, election day would be tomorrow. I mean, it's Sunday today, but by the time you guys see this, it'll be Monday, which means election day will be tomorrow. If you're registered to vote, you got your voter registration card, go out and vote, because if you want to see the Proud Boys, the neo-Nazis, the rich, entitled white people, the stupid, irrelevant white people come up, then either don't vote or vote for Trump. And I'm not saying Kamala Harris is the best either, because I still don't like her record in California about locking black dudes up or whatever for marijuana and all this other shit when she was like the prosecutor or state prosecutor, general attorney, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of that neither. But I just want to see what it's like to have a black woman as president. Is it going to be one of those things where, see, this is why you don't put a woman in power, because they be on that emotional bullshit? Or is it going to be something where, as a country, we thrive and we become better? I heard she had a couple of black male agendas and all of that, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely down for that. But let's see. Let's just see how it goes. So I'm just encouraging you guys to go out and vote, make things happen. Make sure that your local elections is on lock too. You got your DAs, your prosecutors, your tax commissioners, county CEOs, however you guys do shit in your local, jurisdictions, municipalities and all of that. But I'm saying, just make sure that y'all just go out and vote. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a lot of people think that voting doesn't matter. You say that until you don't like what the world looks like. And then all people can say is that, well, you could have voted, but you chose not to. This is the SS experience. You know what I'm saying? Rate, review, subscribe, keep that thing going over and over and over again, so the algorithms continue to be popping out here in these digital streets. And I'll holler at y'all when I holler at y'all, but y'all know where I be. Easy.
You're listening to the SS Experience on SMG.